everyone, and welcome to your full moon reading in Aquarius. The full moon is in Aquarius at this time, and we're going to get right into it. This is my newly branded channel, Take Back Your Power, and yeah, we're just going to go right into it. As per usual, I do not look at the cards before I read them, so we're just going to go straight into it because I have a feeling that we're going to have some pretty interesting things to talk about today. So the first card that we have in, I'm only using Moonology, basically the Moonology manifestation deck. So we're going to be just doing 3 cards, so it's a short reading today, but we might have a little bit to talk about in there in each card. So the first card that we have is the new moon in Capricorn, Step Up and Lead. Well, this is a beautiful one. I believe that this is probably the most, at this time, the most relevant in our pursuit for this entire year, 2022. We are the ones in charge of our lives. We are the ones in charge of what we want to see in this entire year and for years and generations to come. So I believe this really falls in line with those who are ready and those who are not ready to lead, whether it is their own business, their own lives in relationships, going forth in this particular year with the knowledge that with some sacrifices and some challenges that you get over, you come out on top. You always come out on top. And this is because whenever we go through challenges, we go through any dark side, facing the dark side, the dark shadows of ourselves, we end up in a more successful relationship with ourselves and with others, which will carry through in everything else that we do. So stepping up and leading is absolute. Now, even though it's the new moon in Capricorn and it's not particular for this particular time, the message is very clear. And I know actually I did a reading for myself. I just recently had a birthday on the 14th of Valentine's Day. And I am proud to say I'm 50 because when I turned 40, I cried. So anyways, I just wanted to throw out there, not for anything in particular, but because of that, it just makes me realize I've lived 50 years in knowing the earth and the people on it and all of my friends and family. And I'm very proud to say, very, very, very grateful to say that I've lived this long and knowing all the changes that have happened in the past and all of the experiences that I've gone through. It makes me feel successful. And this is the same thing for you as well. Leading your life, you have led it to this particular time, no matter how old you are, and you are a success. So that is just something to just really keep in mind, that you're definitely in charge of your own life. You're in charge of that which you want to see later on, whether it is, again, for carrying forward in relationships, in your job, and maybe that's not just job as per se, career, passion, position in your life, and in your life purpose. So the spiritual part of it as well. So stepping up and leading. The good news is that you know what you want, and on some level, you know how to get it. Step up and know that you're the boss of your own life. And I don't read this beforehand. A new, more disciplined approach is needed, or a new plan. Strategy is called for. This card reminds you that ambition isn't a dirty word, whatever you want to create in your life. There's no such thing as too big a goal, but break your plans into smaller, achievable pieces. Slow and steady wins the race. Release any blocks to success. Right in line with what is coming up right now. So a manifesting focus that you could have at this particular time is that this card is an especially good sign for matters related to your professional life goals and ambitions, or a work colleague. Again, that really taps into work, passion, and relationships. So, and I'm saying it in a general term, but basically you probably have an idea of where this is leading and what it is that you're going to need to do to step up in your life. A manifesting mindset that you could do is write yourself a little plan of what you want to see within the next year, maybe within the next 5 years. I wouldn't go that far. I'd say probably about a year, and visualize that it's already done. And when you have that visualized, what do you feel? And really relish in the joy of that feeling, because I can guarantee that it's likely going to be something more positive. I'm going to read the manifesting tips for releasing blocks. This is, it'll tap into archangels and or beings of the higher realms. So call in Archangel Michael, the protector, and Archangel Azrael, who helps us to process grief. So if you're going through any process of grief, whether it's grief of losing someone in your life or losing a job or losing a livelihood, this is a wonderful way to let go of things as well in visualization. Call in the strong energies of Saturn, which guides the sign of Capricorn. Breathe gently. Ask Archangel Azrael for help with releasing grief or past upset that's standing in the way of your success. Ask Michael to guide you and ask Saturn for strength. So an affirmation you can use at this particular time is, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And I'm going to go a little bit further and just describe when it says the harder I work. It is always said that whatever you work on, if you work hard enough, you will definitely get success out of that. And that is to be said for everything. However, what I believe is you work smarter on this. And it just means that you have an organized plan. So this could also go for some of our wonderful warriors of light that are fighting for our freedom right now. I'm going to throw this out at them too, because I love you very much. Thank you so much for doing what you are doing. And I want to say the step up and lead is also for each and every one of you. This is basically saying that it's working smarter. Not so much working as hard as you can on the inside. What you're doing is you're looking towards that that goal, that ultimate goal, as being success, and whatever goal it is that you decide to choose. And this could be sub goals as well. You could put the ultimate goal at the top and the objectives or the sub goals underneath. And each one of them has reverence. You definitely have, absolutely, especially now, our manifesting capabilities of having each and every goal completely turn out the way you want it, and then some. So when you're looking at it, you want to organize the way you think about that goal, the way that you're going to visualize that goal to occur. And this is how you lead your life. You're the one who's basically orchestrating your life. And yes, we definitely have guidance from spirit, but we have free will here as well. And so this is, with the guide that we have, we are able to work in a co-creation, in a co-created process, in order to work our magic and get our success in every goal that we want to manifest. So when you're manifesting this particular goal, it says that it knows that often we come with a plan or leave in defeat. Now, this is very interesting because sometimes plans have to be made on the fly. You can have an organizational structure, but then there could be obstacles and or challenges that come in, so that you continually tweak that strategy so that you can get the best and the most amazing and beneficial outcome. So do not get detoured or deterred from anything that you are trying to do at this particular time. In other words, I've heard it many times, and I'm going to say it again: hold the line. Hold the line on what it is that you're doing, no matter if it is for the greater good or for little small steps that lead to the greater good. So we're going to go on to the next card. And we have full moon in Libra, finding a balance. Now, this is very interesting because Libra does have to do with the scales of justice as well. Now, finding a balance is also, I say basically that finding that balance within you definitely gives you that network. You find the balance within you, and then your network starts to fall into place with the balance. It basically, you balance yourself and the ripples of balance go out. And this is for everyone. Just imagine if, say, hundreds of thousands of us, or millions, or even billions of us end up finding and feeling this balanced state within us. Then each and every person knows, probably around 100 people, And each of those people around them feel that balance. We have the capability of sending out the energy for balance, sending out the energy for love. And if you do that for yourself, you are not only raising the energy of everyone else, you are raising the energy of the planet. Yes, this goes well beyond just finding a balance for just yourself. We're thinking about the full scope of everyone at this particular time. Just put it that way. We're definitely in it together, as they say, but we're in it together in that we could feel the love, we could feel the movement, we can feel basically the hope or the defeat, if you feel that as well. And if you do, reach out to someone around you, and then you will find the balance of the feelings within. Focusing on your own wants and needs is understandable. We all need to look after ourselves. However, this card suggests you need to find a balance between what you need versus what someone else needs. Walk a mile in their shoes. Once you understand where they're coming from and why, then you can take action. If you've been through a worrying time, including regarding your health, this card reminds you to find the right people for help. Make up your own mind about your situation rather than being too influenced by others. Isn't that the truth? We have been told, not guided, not allowed ourselves to make our own choice on this, but we have been told of what to do with our own health. I find that very bold and overstepping ego boundaries at that time. And this is, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. This is from what we or who we think is basically the top and is looking out for our own good. Whereas there's that separate side of the balance scale that's basically money. And we see that that is what that is what and who that is trying to govern our own health. You are the keeper of your own health and you have the choice. Period. End of story. Spirit has created you. And if you think about it and think about it really well, how have you lasted this far and how has humanity lasted this far in our health, lived life with plagues, with crazy, terrible situations, epidemics, for thousands of years? How have we lived this far? We have magic within our bodies. And I'm not just sprouting woo-woo. I'm saying that we are incredible beings. You must believe that in whatever capacity, whether you're spiritual, whether you have a religious background that you believe, you are a powerful being. That means that you have that control within you for your own health. Now, this is saying, trust yourself, trust your intuition, and above all, trust your body to do what it will need to do. You need to be back in touch with your body, your mind, and your spirit, hold together. Manifesting balance, find a balance between your needs and what you do for others. This is also, the balance is about giving and receiving. Right now, there is a whole lot of giving going on. There's, I think over the last 2 years, it's been very evident, but over the last thousands of years, humanity has given a lot and received very little. And this is the time that we are taking back our power to find the balance structure within humanity, not with somebody telling us what it is that is a balance. Our own balance. Each and every one of us has our own balance. And we need to also look at how much we're giving. Are we giving away our power? Are we giving our thought patterns and our ideals to some other construct that is trying to control that? Because our control is our own, our very own. We control our lives. We control who we are with the help of our guides and spirit. I point up, but I know that they're around me. So anyhow, just putting it out there. Manifesting mindset, remember that we're all co-creating. So getting other people on your side by being understanding is a win-win. So this is also, this is putting it out there too, that love conquers all. That means that we show a compassionate edge. So if someone is continually taking from you, and taking and taking and taking, I call that basically, sometimes they don't know this, but they're kind of like an energetic vampire. They are taking that energy, and you're willing to give. If you've got that will and that love for the person, or for the circumstance, and you relate to that circumstance, you're going to give of your own energy. And this is saying, just be mindful of where that goes, where that energy goes. And when if you're feeling exhausted after being around somebody, or if you're being exhausted around a certain circumstance, around work and coworkers, this is where you need to judge. You need to figure out if you're putting too much in there, that you're giving, and they're taking. So basically, our manifestation affirmation is, there is love all around me. I am lovable. And when basically the full moon in Libra takes place when the sun is in Aries and the moon is in Libra. So we're looking at not exactly the time that we're in, because we're the full moon in Aquarius, but it certainly has circumstance for right now. A lot is happening. And the balance I foresee is it's going to be a little bit off for probably at least the rest of this year. Into 2023, we're going to see what our new Earth is going to look like. In 2024, this is when the scales will start to balance, but the organizational structure needs to be honed. So finding balance, this is specifically finding balance within. And the last card we have today is the last quarter moon in Taurus. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. And like I said before, you have made it this far in life, in your life. No matter what age you are, you've made it this far. And that means that because you've made it this far, you are a success. Absolutely. You are a success, period. You have successfully made it this far. And a lot of you might actually say, oh my God, I don't want to make it any further. I'm done. But you know what? This is what this is for. This is basically saying, hang in there, because we all are hanging in there. And I'm speaking as well to anybody who is fighting for freedom at this particular time. Hang in there. Your freedom is yours. And you're fighting for the freedoms of others, which is absolutely commendable. Absolute amazingness. Stay in the power of love. Stay in your loving heart, and make sure that everything you do and everything that you say comes from heart. The truth, if you think about it, this is our throat chakra. This is where one of the energy centers is in our bodies. We have multiple, but basically 7 major ones that are talked about at this particular time. So the throat chakra is saying truth. This is our communication. It is so close to our heart chakra. So speaking from the heart is really uniting everything and everyone, and really exercising your right to be the co-creator. So let's go on and take a quick look at the last quarter moon in Taurus, and absolutely be proud of yourself. And it's not just about the fact that you've basically been here for this length of time. Be proud of yourself for all that you've done. This is basically saying that your experiences, all the experiences that you have done and that you've gone through, because not all of them are pleasant, I know that, but you're successful in each and every one of them. And if you find that there's a remnant of thought patterns or emotions that come from something that's not resolved yet, deal with it. And the only thing I'm going to say is, basically, if you don't deal with it, the universe is going to make you deal with it. This is the particular time of this of life that's what we're doing, is we're having to deal with what it was. We call that our shadow side as well. There's a particular side of us that, because we have the yin and the yang, we have both the white light side of us, that's the good, the positive. I don't want to say good and bad, but basically the positive side, the side that generates a polarity of positivity, and the other side that's a negativity side that has the anger and is ruled by kind of that negativity side of us, or that's negative portion. I don't even know if I'm saying that really correctly in that sense, but basically it's that two sides of our story. And this is saying be proud of that side as well. If you can go in there, visualize that side of you, or some emotion that might have overtaken you, fear, anger, anxiety, depression, sadness, like overwhelming sadness or grief, shame, guilt. Take any of those particular thought patterns and assign some type of character to it. So for example, guilt. Look at guilt and see it as this big blob, and think of it as a blob of goo that has this face on it, and picture it, and basically think of that particular item, guilt, as something that you can embrace. In other words, it's feeling its own remorse, its own crumminess, and look at when you experience that as where that particular blob came into being, and embrace it. Like hold it, hug it, send it love, overpower it with white light and love coming from your heart, and let the tears flow if it needs to. Just let it go, because it's important to take that side, and especially guilt, actually, and let it go. So sorry about that. Were just my thought patterns of what I figure that you could do that will alleviate some of that dark side, because we are being forced to deal with that in a good way. Once we let this go, it's a karmic action that once we let it go, my goodness, do we ever feel so much better? And we feel this freedom, this newfound sense of freedom within ourselves, within our own heart. So can you see how this actually goes towards freedom? This is all about freedom. So be proud of yourself. Do you really believe in you? No one is perfect, but you need to believe in yourself and what you have to offer. Be proud of yourself. You came to this earth with a purpose to fulfill. Drawing this card suggests that there are a lot of unresolved self-worth questions that need to be answered before you can start to create the life you know is waiting for you. Isn't that true? And just sort of mentioning that is like getting rid of it, and then all the new can come into your life. Being real is key here. Don't pretend for appearance sake. You're more than allowed and encouraged to be your real self. So that's the truth. Within you holds the matrix for the real you, which is the co-creator with the divine. Manifesting mix. In an age where people pretend to lead a perfect life, there's nothing more impressive than true authenticity. And this is, again, this year, 2022, is all about truth, is all about relationships. And you put the two together, the truth about relationships, and that also includes the truth about yourself, your relationship with yourself. And that leads to authenticity. A manifesting mindset, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Instead, start to recognize your own talents, your own assets. You have them within you. So definitely recognize them. And remember, you are a success for living this much and this life as you are today. So the manifestation affirmation for this is, I am a unique and beautiful soul. Isn't that beautiful? It is. It's true. You are unique. Absolutely. Every one of us are different. We are unique and beautiful souls. That's why we're here. We are so, so amazing. And when we work together, we make that amazingness just fly across the planet. It's amazing. Amazing. So this particular moon, so the last quarter moon in Taurus, it knows that all that glitters isn't necessarily gold. Just meaning that when we look at everything, if something looks absolutely wonderful because of, say, one substance, money, which is something like it's the best, because for financial situations, it's the most you can get out of, say, a job that is compared to another job. It may not be perfect. It may not be the right scenario, even though it is higher paying than another particular job. What this is going for right now is, what is it that actually will resonate with you? What is your passion at this particular time? And what brings you into a state of unification, balance within your life. You will need to know that, and you will need to discern that using your own intuition. Because if you go into a particular job just for the sake of going into this particular job, one way or another, it was the only thing at the time, or it's the only thing that's going to bring you money, the only thing that's actually, it's higher paying, and you're not happy, the universe will take that away from you very quickly. And trust me on that. I'm talking from experience. If it's not resonating with you and your soul, and it's not helping you along your life purpose path at this particular time, it's going to be ripped out. Just mentioning it. So having said that, at this particular time, the Aquarian full moon is, if you think about this particular time, it's all about love. So this month is supposed to be about love, right? For Valentine's Day. And when we look at what is happening within the world, I don't know about you, but I have felt a lot of love coming from my fellow peeps around me. And that is because we are in a unified state. And by the way, if you are watching any news, like I'm going to mention like CNN or CBC or CKY or any of these news medias, stop, because they're not giving you the truth. And you know what? If we're going to find balance in our life, we're going to need desperately to search for those that are truth, those that run on truth and that have integrity, and they do not. And I'm going to say that just from knowledge, 100% knowledge, that anything that is there is always skewed and turned around. Again, it comes back to money and power. So that being said, Aquarius is not about money and power and overtaking something and tyrannical ego. It's about humanitarian efforts. It is about unity. And even though it is very intellectual, this particular time is all about heart. And I think it's absolutely perfect that it's in this particular month, and that is happening today, February 16th. So that is my rant and my rave. And I thank you so much, coming from a place of heart. Thank you so much for watching. Very, very, very happy to be here to relay these messages to you. And I look forward to the next message. I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you did, please click on like below, and please subscribe to my channel. I have more coming out. It's been a little bit of a interesting bout because I've run into some technical issues with my website. So that's what's been taking me a long time to get things out. But I'm saying thank you so much for watching, and you have yourself a wonderful full moon, and we will see you in the next reading. Thanks again. Bye for now.